You're taking a look now at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where the ripple effect of the federal government shutdown could soon reach travelers. TSA officers, air traffic controllers, and other critical staff are still on the job, but they're doing it without pay. And that's raising some concerns about how long the lines could be, flight delays, and overall a strain on the travel system. Let's talk about what this could mean for air travel and the millions of passengers that pass through right here in Atlanta each week. Let's bring in Tucker Balch. He is the Emory professor in the practice of research and finance. Tucker, welcome to the show.
Thanks, glad to be here.
All right. How is this government shutdown already affecting air travel, and how quickly could the impact grow if it lingers on?
So my wife just yesterday, she flew from Atlanta to Las Vegas, first day of the shutdown. She noticed no impact. And the reason for that is that the TSA employees, air traffic control, and so on, all of those folks are considered essential, and they have to stay, even though they're not getting paid right now. Now, that beautiful situation may not last so long. The longer the shutdown lasts, the more we're going to see sort of cracks in that infrastructure.
Yeah, we talk about the shutdown as a political standoff, but for these workers, it's a paycheck-to-paycheck kind of crisis here. How does that instability affect morale, right? You talk about the longer it goes on. You just mentioned that the longer it goes on, it could turn into something else, could turn into a safety or service for travelers, right? It could be a problem there.
Yes, let's not diminish, the impact on these folks. They're not the highest paid jobs in the world, especially TSA, and it is important that they have that income. Anyways, the last shutdown, we saw that as it lingered, as it drew on longer and longer, some of these folks, TSA and air traffic control, began to call in sick. Mm-hmm. In fact, there was one day in the last shutdown that 10 controllers all called in sick at the same time in Virginia and Florida, and it caused kind of a massive disruption in air traffic in the southeast United States. Mm-hmm. So the longer it goes on, the more we risk those sorts of disruptions.
Do you think there's a certain point that starts to happen? Would you say it's a 2-week, a 3-week? I know I want you to speculate, but at what point would we start to feel that, you think?
One thing to know about is paychecks, at least for TSA, come out every 2 weeks. The last one, I believe, was day before yesterday, probably September 30. Anyways, their next paycheck is in 2 weeks, so they're okay for now. But if they don't get that paycheck in 2 weeks, I think that's when things will begin to. Crumble is too strong of a word, but that's when the uncomfortableness will begin.
When do we start to see travelers begin to shift their behavior? Is it after something like you described the last time in Virginia and Florida? Once they see that, do they start shifting maybe their vacations, skipping, going away, and just staying at home? How does that take place?
Very good point. Very good question. If I were planning a trip to somewhere in the United States, the national parks are not considered essential. The attractions, I don't know if that's the right word, but the places people go in Washington, D.C., those are going to be open until Monday, but after that, those will be shut down. So a lot of the things that people like to do in terms of a vacation in the United States are going to be toned down. So we don't see that impact yet. Right now we're not in the middle of vacation time. If this were happening at the beginning of the summer, I think we'd see a much bigger impact. But as it is right now, I don't think we'll know for a while. It'll be interesting to see what happens, especially around what people plan to do for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to see what happens.
And most people are probably trying to make those plans now. I guess the longer this goes on, people may start pulling back. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm beginning to plan my own Thanksgiving travel, and I don't think the shutdown is going to last that long, but I'm not going to plan on visiting a national park, for instance, over Thanksgiving.
Gotcha. Tucker Balch, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for your insight. Really appreciate it.